Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Ready to go.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz, Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Michael, welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Doing well, Rob.
Good. Michael Packard, we talked to you a couple of weeks ago for Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story. You had the great story. You were the lobster diver out in Cape Cod who you were diving down for lobsters and a whale scooped you up in its mouth, and then you realized while you were in its mouth what the hell was going on, and then it just spit you out. Like you were essentially swallowed by a whale and lived to tell the tale. And as you were starting that story, when we asked you what your hell of a story was, you had said, well, it's not the time I survived the plane crash. It's the time I got swallowed by a whale. And everybody was like, well, hold on a second here. What about the plane crash story?
After your hell of a story, Michael, we got so many texts from people being like, tell Michael to tell us a story about how we survived a plane crash.
Okay, so for Hell of a Story, the sequel, Hell of a Story, Michael's Hell of a Story Rides Again, Son of Hell of a Story, whatever you want to call it, right? Where did your Hell of a Story, the plane one, happen? When and where were you?
I was living in Costa Rica at the time. I had a sport fishing business down there, and I used to commute from the small town to the capital of Costa Rica, San Jose. I was doing some business in San Jose, and then I got on the plane. It was a 15-passenger plane, a Cessna Caravan. Done it many, many times, and I was flying back to my little town.
How long is that trip? Like, fill us in on some of the details here, because you say that you took that flight all the time. So how long of a flight was that? Generally, how many people are usually on that flight with you?
It's a half an hour flight, and it's a 15-passenger plane. That day, there was 6 passengers and 2 pilots. And when you leave the capital, you've got to go over these huge mountains. Jungleless mountains, jungle everywhere, no houses or anything. And I was just reading my book, and all of a sudden I heard crash, 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 and then I just blacked out, and I woke up looking up into the sky with trees all around me, and I said, holy shit, I just got in a plane crash, and I'm alive.
What? So you wake up, you're looking up at the sky, you immediately sit up, you look around, and what do you see?
I just see jungle and huge trees and just ferns and just middle of the thick jungle.
So were you like when you woke up, were there other passengers around you, or were you alone?
No, that's the other lucky thing about me. I was in the front of the plane, and I didn't have my seatbelt on. And so when the plane hit the trees, the front half of the plane completely broke apart, completely just shattered, and I was ejected and thrown into the jungle. And the back half of the plane where the other passengers were stayed intact and landed upside down with the survivors in their seatbelts. So here I am all by myself, and I hear these people talking, and I just tried to make my way over to them, and there they were, the 4 other survivors, and they were like, oh, my God, you survived. And if I had my seatbelt on, I would have been dead.
And what about, so the 4, you said passengers, what about the pilot?
Both pilots died.
Oh, my God.
And another passenger died.
So you're standing there, and the other half of the plane with the survivors are hanging in a tree, right? So what do you do at that point? Are you trying to help them?
No, I was the most injured. They were basically okay. I had a punctured lung, 4 broken ribs, a cut Achilles tendon, 180 stitches in my head, a crushed eye socket, and so I was in really bad shape. And we were in the jungle for 2 days before anybody found us. 2 nights.
Oh, God.
2 nights and 2 days, raining, cold. I was, like, on my way out. Like, everybody thought I was going to die. And then this coffee farmer that lived, like, 10 miles away heard about this crash, and he came out on his horse looking, and he found us. And the ambulance came, and the nearest road was like 3 miles up this mountain. So they had to trudge down the mountain, find me, and then make a stretcher. And it took them like 5 hours to carry me out to the nearest road.
And then get you to the hospital.
And then get me to the hospital, and I spent 3 weeks in the hospital.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Michael.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. And how long did it take you to fully recover, or did you ever fully recover?
It took me about 3 weeks to recover, and I flew back to my town and started doing fishing charters.
Oh, my God.
So what? How? Okay.
And after I got out of the hospital, I flew the same plane back down.
No, you didn't.
No, Michael. Damn, man.
So truth here now. So, Michael, you survived a plane crash in Costa Rica, and you just listed off all the injuries that you had, which are severe. You've also been swallowed up by a whale while lobster diving. So, which story do you tell more? Which one do people want to hear more?
The whale story.
The whale story.
Okay. And just for clarification, before we let you go, Michael Packard, has anything else happened in your life that is hell of a story?
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Okay,
absolutely.
Cole's notes.
Absolutely. There's a guy doing a documentary on my life, and he's gonna sell it to Netflix because I almost drowned twice. Yeah, there's many other close calls.
Your family has to worry about you always.
Oh, my mom is just... My mom said she'd pay me the amount of money that I make not to go lobstering.
That is incredible. Michael Packard, thank you for joining us again on Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
All right, really appreciate
Later,
it.
dude.
Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Podcast.
Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Britt, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story. When did your Hell of a Story take place?
So it's actually a two-parter story, and the first part takes place in 2014.
So in 2014, where does it start? Who are you with? What goes on?
Yeah, so me and one of my really good friends were working at a golf course together in the summer, and this is the summer before we were going to go to university, and one day we just spontaneously decided that we wanted to go and get our nipples pierced.
Oh, jeez.
Before university, yeah.
Why?
So
Why?
I don't know. Honestly, it was just one of those like spur of the moment decisions. I was kind of a goody-goody back then, and my friend was not. So she convinced me, and we were like, okay, let's go for it. So we were driving to the piercing studio, kind of talking about it. She's hyping me up. We're all good. We get in there, and I was talking to her, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm nervous, but why don't I go first? And she's like, you know what? Actually, that's a good idea because I think that I'm going to get something else pierced. And I was like, wait, what do you mean?
Okay.
She's like, I don't want to get my nipples pierced anymore. I think that I want to get my downstairs pierced.
No.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, not my thing, but if you want to go ahead and do that, that's fine.
Oh, I'm cringing already.
Yeah, I'll for sure go first.
Okay.
And that way you have some time to back out if you want. She's like, perfect. I sit. He does whatever he said that he was going to do.
Yeah.
I take a deep breath. Everything is good.
Oh.
My friend then it's her turn. I'm going to, again, I'll clamp. And then when I clamp, I want you to take a big deep breath. I'm going to count down from 3.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go ahead and pierce.
Gotcha.
So you know how like when you're getting a shot or a piercing, they'll kind of like trick you and they'll say they're counting down from 3, but then they go at 2 so you don't move.
Yeah.
So he said 3. And then he said 2, and when he said 2, my friend went, wait, and jerked her body out of the way.
Yeah.
But when she jerked her body, he had already put the needle in.
Okay.
And he had ripped right through her area.
Okay.
Ripped right through her area. There was blood everywhere.
Okay.
He was panicking. He was screaming. It was just like a sight that I did not want to be a part of.
Right. Okay, so how does she fix it?
He was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He gave her like a bunch of napkins to hold down there. And she ended up actually having to get reconstructive surgery after that.
No.
And now only has about 70% of feeling downstairs.
Wait, so how is this a two-parter?
So, flash forward 2 years.
So 2016 now. You've had your nipple pierced for 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm in second year at Brock
Gotcha.
and have a new boyfriend. Everything was great.
Yeah.
I was downstairs in his basement taking a shower, and he had this like big, huge walk-in tiled shower. It was kind of gross, but whatever.
Sure.
Went in,
University boys, right?
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So went in, I was taking a shower, and I realized that I didn't bring myself a towel.
Yeah.
So without even thinking, I was kind of like walking to the edge of the tiled shower, kind of leaning out the door, and I said, hey, like, babe, can you bring me a towel? He's like, yeah, no problem. I turned my body around to go back and turn off the shower.
Yeah.
Walked out, and he goes, oh, my God, babe, your boob. And I was like, what do you mean my boob? And we both looked down, and my boob, I guess, had gotten caught in the grout when I had leaned over to ask for a towel. And when I turned around, I ripped it out, not realizing. But I was like, what? Like, I didn't even feel anything. And I looked down, and my nipple was off, like it was hanging like the smallest piece of skin. And the ring was actually just hanging on by a thread, honestly. Like, it was awful, and there was blood everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
And finally, I was like, oh my God, I see it now. And it's like the pain is starting to come to me. And I was like, oh my God.
Okay, so how did you fix that then?
For like a month, I was too embarrassed to go to the doctors or the hospital to get stitched up. So I just like band-aided my boob for a month.
Oh my
and like
God.
kept on sticking it together with band-aids and like crazy tape.
Did it get infected?
No, it didn't get infected. Like, I made sure that I was cleaning it with salt water and stuff.
Did you take the ring out?
Well, yeah, I had to.
Okay.
That was the end of my piercing days.
Yeah. Okay. So how's your boob now?
So when I had my son.
Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey,
yeah.
Hell of a story.
Thank you. Yeah. I had him in 2017, and I know I was trying to like breastfeed and stuff, and we realized like everything looks normal, but when I was like trying to breastfeed him, we realized that the milk actually came out like a sprinkler because it wasn't fully healed properly.
Because all the holes. Because they have too many holes. There's too many holes.
Yeah. So that was just a joke that my fiance and I now, share, and the story is hilarious. It doesn't affect me much, but...
Okay. Oh, my God, Britt. Listen, that was a hell of a story. We can't thank you enough.
Yeah, of course. When I was listening to your podcast about your nipple piercing story, I was like, oh, my God, I need to one-up him.
Well, if my deformed nipple can be inspiration to anyone, I'm glad it was you.
Yeah.
Team Sprinkler.
Thanks, Britt.
Yeah,
love you.
Pretty much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Yo, Rodney, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
Rodney, when and where does your Hell of a Story take place, man?
Roz, it took place when I was about 14 in Labrador City, actually.
So what year was it when you were 14?
About 1979.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Okay, going back to the
way
70s.
back when, man. Way back when.
All right, brother. Okay, what happened?
Yeah, so, I'm a typical 14-year-old teenager boy, and just hanging out. And I woke up one morning, and I have this fleshy nodule growing out of the side of my head. It's if you look at your pinky finger and your first digit, your first joint, that was the size of it.
Okay.
And it just kind of happened overnight.
Overnight?
Yeah, and it had like the consistency of of like Jello. It felt like Jello. That kind of texture.
Where on your head is this?
Okay, so it was right behind my temple.
Yeah.
Just in between my ear and my temple.
And so is it red? Is it just like...
It was like fleshy color, like my skin.
Okay.
Like a pink fleshy color.
Was it sore when you touched it?
Not at all, no. Because I was, being a teenage kid, I didn't really think anything of it. So I'm sitting in school and I'm kind of yanking on it and flicking it back. Playing with it.
Did you think it was like? Did you think it was like a zit? Like, did you try to pop it at all? Or?
No. I think it was a little too thick to pop.
Too thick to pop.
Gross.
Okay,
hold on, wait, Rodney. Did it hurt at all?
Not at all.
Didn't hurt.
Okay, so you wake up, and on the side of your head, you're 14 years old in 1979. Okay, 14-year-olds in the 70s are basically Vikings, right? Like you could take an axe, axe to the back, and you're still going to go to school that day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so what happens? Did you get it checked out, or did you just go about your life?
Well, I just went about my life, and like a week later, I was on a school varsity soccer team, and I was playing against another school, and I headed the ball. And it hit the nodule, and it just exploded. Blood everywhere on my face, my shoulders, my arm.
Yeah.
So my coach gets me all cleaned up and patches it up and everything, and I continue the game like a Viking, right? And then the next day, it was healed and it was growing again.
Okay.
Ew! Wait, Rodney. In the week that you had that nodule, right? That you said didn't hurt. Like, in that time, did you feel any type of pain? Did it feel different? Did you notice that it was growing?
If I didn't even know it was there, I wouldn't have known it was there.
Did anyone else say anything about it to you?
No.
Oh.
No, because my hair was covering it,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the next day after it popped, gross, it started growing again?
Yeah, and it was all healed and growing again. So I went to the doctor that day, and he cut it open, and he went, that's interesting.
Okay.
So I went, what is it? He goes, well, it would appear that you have approximately 300 spider eggs in your head.
Okay.
And half of them hatched, but they all died because they couldn't break through the skin.
Okay, bro. First of all, you needed doctors in the 70s were the worst. Okay. I don't know what you had in your head, but spiders don't lay eggs in people's skin.
Well, right? But that's what he said. That's all I can tell you. That's what he said.
Now, what a kid 17 who's dirty could have is scabies. Right? Like, there are things, because I know we always everybody fears the spiders lay eggs under the skin. Spider eggs need oxygen, and when they do hatch, they're microscopic, right? Like, you would never see them. But there are things that do lay eggs under the skin. Scabies is one of them. You ever looked up botfly before?
No.
Do that right now for me.
Botfly.
Botfly.
I can't look up my. Yeah.
Wait, what? Botfly what?
Botfly bite, or just botfly.
Botfly bite.
Yeah, botfly bite under the skin.
Images, Google.
Okay, so things like a botfly will burrow under your skin. So you had something living under your skin, and because you were a filthy 14-year-old who doesn't care about anything, you had this knot on the side of your head, and instead of going to get it looked at, you sat there and flicked it for a week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just playing with it like it was a fidget spinner.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you're disgusting, Rodney.
So what happened? Did they figure out? So the doctor told you that it was spider eggs, but was it actually spider eggs?
It was something.
You know what? It was, like Roz said, it was something, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with spider eggs because that's what the doctor said. And the funny thing about it, guys, is that I was a gymnast, right? Trained at the national level, and I kind of moved like Spider-Man. So my nickname kind of became Spider-Man. Hence, I got a Spider-Man tattoo on my shoulder.
Oh, my God.
Why didn't you get it on the side of your head? Ew. So after that, what happened? Did they give you anything for it?
No, they just stitched me up and patched me, put a patch on my head, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, but did the nodules start growing again?
No, they scooped all the spider eggs or whatever it was. They scooped it all out.
They scooped it out.
Yeah,
disinfected it, and away we go, right?
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, that's the way it was, right?
That's the way it was. Patch you up and send you back in the game.
That's right.
Yep. Wow, Rodney, that was one hell of a story, man.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Wow, my God.
All right, man.
All right,
you guys
brother.
have a great weekend.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast. Roz and Mocha's Helluva Story.
Hello, James. It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Doing good, man. Where are you from?
Valley, Alabama.
Okay, James from Valley, Alabama. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Helluva Story. When and where does your Helluva Story start?
It starts the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, leaving out of New Orleans.
So this year?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
so
sir.
like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay, so when you say leaving out of New Orleans, what are you leaving on? Where are you going?
Leaving on the Carnival cruise ship, the Valor, going to Cozumel, Mexico.
Okay, so you're with your family, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. We had a group of 18. Boarded the ship. We started, having a few drinks, went to dinner, had a few drinks. Then, me and my sister, we went to the bar. We was going to watch some, live music. We were having a good time.
Yeah, why not?
Probably around 11:30, 12 o'clock, I went to the bathroom, and the next thing I know, I was regaining consciousness and in the water.
What?
Okay, hold on a second here.
What?
Hold on.
James!
So at 11 o'clock, you and your sister at the bar, you go pee, and the next thing you know, you're regaining consciousness in the water? Like, you mean the sea?
Yes, like, looking around, it's solid dark. There's no boat in sight, and I don't know. It's a mystery how I got there still to this day. I couldn't tell you.
So
Wait. Did they not have, cameras on the boat? Like, they couldn't see maybe you stumbled out of the bathroom and then, fell over a railing into the water?
Where they say I went over at, there's no cameras on the outside of the deck.
Yeah.
There's no cameras in the hallways leading to that deck.
you look around for the cruise ship, and what, you can't see the cruise ship?
No, it's gone. My first thought was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I fell off this boat.
Okay.
And I kind of panicked for a minute. And I started looking around everywhere, and there was no boat in sight.
And no land, you're literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, 25 miles out.
What is do you try and come up with a plan, or is the plan to just not drown?
Well, I started stripping off all my clothes immediately, because they were weighing me down.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just chose the direction and started swimming towards it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and then what?
I swam probably 4 hours. I know.
Oh,
I
my
seen
God,
the sun
4
start
hours.
kind of peeking up a little,
Yeah?
and then I could see something way off in the distance. What I thought was a boat.
Yeah.
I swam another hour, 2 hours. The sun finally came up, and then I could realize I seen it was an oil rigging platform out there.
Yeah.
But it seemed like when the sun came up, so did the tide and the waves, because they were just pushing directly against me.
Are there sharks and stuff in the Gulf of Mexico?
Yes. They said, the Coast Guard said, that's one thing I beat the odds on not being eaten by sharks. He said that's more like a feeding ground for sharks.
And you took all your clothes off?
I had on boxers and socks.
Okay, not that matters. Not that matters, but you know what I mean?
Sharks can still bite through,
No,
man.
I get that, but you don't want to. You got a lure hanging there. You know what I'm saying?
But James, so after all that time, did anybody not know that you went overboard or that you were missing?
Well, I kind of am one that'll just kind of wander off, disappear for the night, show back up the next morning.
So, James, did you ever make it to the to that oil rig?
No.
Oh.
No, the tide was pushing against me.
Yeah.
I turned in the complete opposite direction and actually just started, going with the tide.
And then, so what happened?
I broke. It's
You're on the phone with us now. Obviously, you made it out of. How long were you treading water for?
Well, the overall 20 hours.
Oh my God! And so, and obviously, you can't drink the water, right? You must be starving.
No, I actually started to at one point though. Yeah.
You did. That's not good for you.
Throwing it up.
Where do you end up? How do you get out of the water? Are you rescued? Do you find people? What happens next?
Well, I swam the entire day just going with the tide. In that time I went through jellyfish, schools of jellyfish, where at one point I was just raking slime off of me and slinging it. It was irritating me. They were stinging me.
Gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'd been out there a while with no food. I seen a piece of coral kind of just floating. It looked like mistletoe with little berries on it.
Yeah.
I seen a piece of coral start, and I figured, hey, I'm going to chew on this. Maybe it'll put some type of flavor in my mouth.
Yeah.
As soon as I did, my mouth lit on fire. It was stinging. I was trying to put salt water in it, spitting it back out. It made it worse.
Bro.
Oh, no.
Okay, so what happened?
The sun started setting again. It was getting nighttime.
Gee.
And it was just about dark. And I could see a ship way away from me. And it kind of just stopped. So I started swimming towards it. Finally got close enough to it where I could see movement up on the balcony, up on the deck.
Yeah.
And I started yelling out, help, help. And the first thing they yelled back was, where are you? And I mean, I didn't know what to say. I was like, in the water. But they yelled out, the Coast Guard's on the way. It took, I guess, 15 minutes, somewhere around in there. It took a while for the helicopter to get there, it seemed like. He circled the boat 2-3 times, and then I could finally see him, the light shining right on me. And at this time, I'd done taken my boxers off when the helicopter was circling.
Yeah.
The first few times and was waving them around.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my boxers in that,
That's unfortunate.
in the first few times they circled around.
Yeah.
And it was dark. I couldn't see where they went. So I
Okay.
pulled off a sock and slinging it.
Yeah.
The guys coming down from the helicopter, once they finally seen me, he wraps a life vest around me. He said, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And the first thing I said to him was like, I'm naked, though. Just going to let you know.
I don't think he minded that you were naked, sir.
Okay.
He just wanted to rescue you.
I'm just going to get you out of here.
Honestly, if I'm in the middle of the ocean and I see a naked man alone, I'm leaving. Like that. And so at what point did you tell your family?
When I was in the ambulance, and I caught him actually in the ambulance as soon as I could. They were happy.
Yeah, I
They couldn't
imagine.
get off the boat. I was just telling them, hey, I'm alive. But they couldn't get off the boat, so I was like, y'all go on to Mexico and have a good time.
Oh, man. So what, you just went back home?
No, I stayed in the hospital for the next 4 days.
Oh, my God. Well,
until they got back from the cruise.
Jeez.
Is there any sort of lessons to be learned from this hell of a story, James?
Yeah, I mean, don't give up,
Oh, I thought it was going to be like...
Anything is possible, I guess.
I thought you were going to say, don't get drunk on a cruise ship.
Hey, don't do that either.
Yeah. Okay, there it is.
Stay 10 foot from the rails.
Man, James, thank you so much,
Wow.
dude. That was a hell of a story.
All right, thank you, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ellie Spence, hello. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is this Ellie Spence from Love Island, UK?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice.
Celebrity edition. I love it.
Okay, Ellie, when and where does your hell of a story take place?
Okay, so I was 18 years old and I had just finished my exams from college and I was just going out in my small town. It was like literally any other night we were going out. And I was with my one friend, Livy, and we had a really good night. It was like 2:00 in the morning. We were like, shall we head home now? So we start heading home and we get back to her house and she's just moved houses and her house was gated and she completely forgot the code to the gate. Both of our phones had coincidentally died, so we couldn't call anyone to figure out what the code was to the gate. So we were like, okay, it's pitch black. It's the middle of the night. We can't reach anyone. She lived in the middle of nowhere. It was all we could see was fields. And she just came up with the idea to climb the gate.
Ellie, can you describe the gate for us?
Mm-hmm. It seems pretty easy to hop over a gate.
How high was it? What are we talking here?
Okay, it wasn't like an ordinary gate. It was like a 16-foot speared steel gate.
Gotcha.
She starts climbing the gate. I start climbing the gate. And at the top of the gate, there's a bar, obviously where all the spikes are coming out of. And it was a flat bar. And I put my sandal on the bar.
Oh, my God. You're wearing sandals?
I was wearing open-toe sandals, and I don't actually know how I even got to the top of the gate in those shoes. And it was pitch black, and my foot just slipped off the bar.
Yeah?
And as my foot slipped, one of the spears went into the crease of my leg, right in the middle of the crease of my leg.
Okay, wait a second. When you say the crease of your leg, what crease of your leg are you talking about? There's a few of them.
Okay, so the joint where your leg joins to your hip.
The inside or the outside?
The inside, so your groin crease.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
no!
So,
wait, Ellie, how drunk are you at this point, too? You and your friend.
I mean, I'm drunk, but I'm not drunk enough to not feel it. I'm like, oh my God, this spear has just gone inside the crease of my leg.
So you've impaled your leg, but right beside your crotch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And at this point, are you are you in a seated position or are you what happens?
So as my foot slips,
Yeah.
It's so weird how this happened, but my foot slips on the top and the spear goes into in the middle of the crease of my groin, and I twist round. So I don't know how I twist in the middle of the air, but I twist round. And now the spear is in my groin, but I'm hanging off it backwards. So like the spear is in me, and I'm literally hanging like a U, and I'm backwards hanging off it. So my arms are swinging in the middle of the air, and I have nothing to grab onto.
And at that point, are you like screaming? Is there blood? What's your friend doing?
My friend had gotten all of the way over the other side, and it's pitch black, and I lose my breath. Like, I don't scream. It happens within 1 second. Like, within a second, I spin. It's in me. I'm hanging off it backwards, and I'm like, like, I can't breathe. So I immediately start screaming at her, and I'm like, rip my clothes, because for some reason I was thinking to myself, like, if she rips my skirt, like, maybe I'll fall with my clothes. Like, I don't know. I'm so confused.
You were wearing a skirt?
I was wearing a denim skirt, so she couldn't have even... She's screaming back at me, being like, shut up, because she's like, you're going to wake my parents up. Like, she thinks I'm caught by, like, my skirt or something, so she tries to rip my clothes. We just can't communicate with each other, and I'm on the gate for maybe, like, 10 minutes, and as... we're miscommunicating and we're screaming at each other. I can just feel my flesh like ripping. And then it would rip another centimeter, and then it would rip another centimeter. And it was honestly like, I would say every 30 seconds there was like a rip.
Oh my God, it's like slow torture.
Slow torture. And by the end of it, I actually ripped from like the back of the crease of my bum all the way to the front, like, of my hip where the crease is. So my entire leg literally came like off. I basically rose up, like, basically from the dead, and I just started directing Libby, like, second by second. I'm like, okay, put your 2 hands on my back. When I count to 3, you're going to push me. And she just immediately started following me, and it was so wild because we'd been miscommunicating for 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden I got up, and it was like I had no pain. I was just like, do this. Mm-hmm. And then she basically got me in, like, pushed the lower of my back and pushed me like face first over the other side of the gate. Yikes. I broke the floor with my face on the concrete, and then I was just like, not even a scratch though, literally not even a scratch on my face. And then they rushed me to A&E and just sewed me back up.
Oh my God, Ellie.
Wow. I know.
So how was your leg?
No. You know what's so wild is it's so fine. I have a pretty hefty scar, but they literally, they sewed me up. They said that I was 3 millimeters away from my main artery. So they were like, if you'd have been on it 30 more seconds, they were like, you would have bled out and died. And also when you're impaled, the main thing that they tell everybody is like, don't remove it.
Yeah.
But they were like, if you hadn't have gotten off the gate, you would have died. So she did the right thing.
That was one hell of a story. Wow.
Oh my God. I'm
Ellie
so
Spence
stressed
from
out right
Love
now.
Island, UK. Thank you very much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Ellie. Did you watch Shem during that interview? Shem turned his back to there was no visuals, and Shem still turned his back around.
Shem, you good? You look like you're about to pass out right now.
So I'm so conflicted because she's so hot. And
Damn it, Shem. Shut up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kennedy, hello. It's Roz and Mocha. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hi.
Hey, Kennedy.
How are you?
Good. Kennedy, when and where does your Hell of a Story take place?
It takes place in Burley, Idaho.
Okay. And how long ago was this?
May 22nd of 2021.
Okay, so start at the beginning here. What happened?
So it was a Saturday, and 2 days prior, me and my boyfriend at that time had broken up. I was 16 years old, a little emotional, and my 2 best friends at the time wanted to cheer me up. And so later that night, we have a big mountain that has a D on it for Declo, and we went to the base of it to go watch the sunset, and we were up there for a while, and we eventually had to leave because my friend's mom called him and said that he needed to head home. We were driving down the road where we were to my house because we had to go to my house to get his car. It was only 4 miles, and I started crying, and I started going off the left side of the road, and I overcorrected too far and hit a power pole on the right side of the road, and it flipped our car sideways, and we started flipping and rolling. We didn't have our seatbelts on. We were going the speed limit, but I was ejected out first, and then I wasn't on the ground like most people would think. I was actually suspended in a power line 30 feet in the air.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
What?
So you had just broken up with your boyfriend. You were really upset. Your friends decided to take you and go and watch the sunset to cheer you up. On your way back, you got emotional in the car, started crying. You veered off the road, and the car started flipping, and none of you had your seatbelts on, and you got thrown out of the car, but instead of hitting the ground, it shot you 30 feet in the air, and you landed on the power lines?
Yeah, so I was hanging in the power line by my broken femur upside down for an hour.
An hour?
Oh, my God.
An hour. And my arm was torn off and just hanging on by the skin on my back.
Okay, whoa. What do you mean your arm was torn off?
Something caught it, something grabbed it, and it just, was hanging on by the skin on my back.
So you're hanging upside down off the power lines 30 feet in the air by your broken leg, and your arm got cut off. How do you not bleed out at that point, having been up there for an hour?
So it wasn't cut off all the way.
Okay.
But when I got ejected, they think I hit both wires at the same time, and if you hit both wires, then you get electrocuted.
Right.
Because my main artery in my arm was actually cauterized.
Oh,
and then,
my God.
because it was ripped. And then my main artery in my leg was also ripped, but the power line had pinched it off, so I didn't bleed there. So I was conscious the entire time I was up there.
Yeah.
My first initial reaction when I woke, because I don't remember being slingshotted out, but I remember waking up there shortly after, and I just remember being super high in the air, upside down, and it was really dark, and I was so confused, and I remember I started to cry, and I knew if I started to cry, I was going to die, which sounds dramatic.
Well, not at all. Not in that situation. What happened to your friends? So you get ejected out of the car, and your friends who were also in the car, what happened to them?
So my passenger, she was then ejected out, and then my friend in the back seat, he was ejected out, and they were on the ground, and they both suffered severe injuries, but they're 100% today, no pain.
Were they conscious when you were hanging upside down by your broken leg on the electrical wires?
My passenger, I think she was knocked out, and when she woke up, she just was crying. And then my friend in the back seat, he was facing me, and I was facing away from them, so I couldn't see them. But he could see me, and he just remember watching me, and he was stressed because he was like, all the blood's going to go to her head, and she's going to die.
Did somebody just come by, drive by and see this, or did one of your friends call? How did help arrive?
So luckily it was right in front of a house, and their lights flickered because obviously I had just landed in a power line.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they came out and they saw me, and that's just how they found us.
Did they manage to, how's your leg?
Oh, my leg's gone.
Oh,
what?
They had to amputate my leg.
Sorry, which leg was it?
My left one.
Okay, so your left leg got amputated, and then what about the arm that was sliced, but kind of still hanging there?
I have a severe injury to it. It's also my left arm. So my left side, my right side was actually untouched. So my arm has a brachial plexus injury, and you have 5 main nerves that run your arm. So 3 of mine were pulled from my spine from the root, and 2 were stretched. So it means I have limited mobility.
Okay, and so you've used this on your socials to you've managed to put an incredibly positive spin on all of this, and you're out there helping people on socials. What is that like to sort of go through this and then turn it into, find the good in it, I guess? It's
been a really cool experience. Obviously not everything's great all the time, but being able to post it and share it with people and make them laugh with my humor and just the different things I'm doing with life, because 6 months after my accident, I still had a broken arm, had a prosthetic leg for not super long, and I was going snowboarding, and people thought that was crazy.
Wow.
And so it's been really fun to just share what I'm doing, and the way people, I don't know, I think it helps me mentally share it because it's therapeutic in a way.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Kennedy in Idaho. What a hell of a story. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's hell of a story.
Michael, hello. It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, Roz Mocha. How's it going?
Michael, welcome to Roz and Mocha's hell of a story. When and where does your hell of a story take place?
Well, I'm a commercial lobster diver here in Cape Cod, Provincetown. It's right on the tip of Cape Cod.
Okay, Cape Cod. I only know Cape Cod from the Kennedys and the movies.
Well, I'm right at it's like a little arm that sticks out from the coast.
Okay, so you're a lobster fisherman from Cape Cod, and so what makes your hell of a story a hell of a story? What happened?
I dive for him. The only guy that does it out here in the whole state.
How far down do you have to go when you're diving for lobster?
Generally, it's like 40 to 60 feet. I'm out here right now diving.
Oh, damn.
I did 2 dives already this morning.
Uh-huh. How many did you catch?
Oh, God. We probably caught 300 pounds so far.
Oh, wow. Wow. Jeez. Damn. Okay, cool. Okay, so what happened?
I did want to say that this show's a hell of a story. And I was in a plane crash in Costa Rica, and I survived.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna tell that story now. This is another hell of a story.
Okay, hold on a second here. Okay, so wait. Your hell of a story is not that you survived a plane crash in Costa Rica. Your hell of a story is an even more hell of a story?
Yes, it is. It's more hell of a story. Yes.
Okay,
so go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I get up in the morning. I go out like I normally do, and I was on my 3rd dive of the day and jumped in the water, and I was descending down to the bottom, and I almost made it to the bottom, and all of a sudden I got hit by like this freight train, and everything went black, and I was like, what the heck? What the hell is going on? Did I just get eaten by a shark? And no, I didn't feel any pain, like I got, I was bleeding or anything. It was black, and I was just moving through the water and rushing, and I was just in this, just feeling crushed. And then I knew right away I was in the mouth of a whale.
Hold on a second. Michael.
How did you know the difference if you were in, were you inside? Like, what part of the whale were you in? Like the belly or the mouth, or where were you?
I was trapped in his mouth. Everybody said I got swallowed by a whale. I was never swallowed. They have a throat the size of a grapefruit, and they only feed on tiny little fish.
Right.
So
he was just feeding, and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
In the moment, what are you doing? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm struggling. I'm trying to get out, and then my regulator that I breathe off came out of my mouth.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, my God, if I don't get this thing back in my mouth, I'm definitely dead. I found it. I put it back in my mouth, and then here I am.
Wait,
and
so
it's just all this pressure.
No.
Hard.
Not
wait,
here I am.
Wait.
There's a lot
Okay.
more we need.
Wait, so when you're inside the mouth, how did you, because you said that you thought it might have been a shark, how did you inside the mouth figure out that it was a whale?
When a shark bites you,
right,
you're going to know right away.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
So how long did it take for you to get out of the whale?
See, I was in there, and I was struggling, and it was just moving along. The water was rushing. He's shaking his head, and I'm just like, oh, my God, Michael, this is how you're going to die.
Oh, no.
And I was 100% sure I was dead. And I thought about my wife and my kids. And
oh, my God.
Another thing that went through my mind, I was like, well, I got like 50 more minutes of air in my tank. And I'm like, I could be in here for 50 minutes and just be trapped in here and run out of air, and that's how I die.
Oh, my God. So
I'm in there about 20 seconds, maybe 30, and he's struggling, and then all of a sudden he goes to the surface, comes out of the water, shakes his head, and throws me out of his mouth, and I land in the water.
What did so
Right.
you said that your respirator came out of your mouth when you were inside. By the way, we're talking to Michael Packard. He's a lobster diver from Cape Cod and got swallowed whole by a whale.
Not swallowed,
Okay, sorry,
not
a whale.
swallowed.
Okay, you were in the water
Trapped in his mouth.
a whale put you in its mouth and swam away. I'm sorry. Okay, yep, huge difference. When your respirator came out, right? You were like your lips were like you. What did could you taste what the whale mouth tasted like? Like what was that like in there?
It was just dark and scary and hard and just all bumpy, and I could barely move. I was so lucky to get that regulator back in my mouth that I was able to. It was just the scariest, unbelievable experience.
So did
ever.
you take time off of work after, or like were you just the very next day A-okay?
Well, no, I had to let my knee mend, and then Jimmy Kimmel flew me out, me and my mate out to L.A. for 5 days in a fancy hotel for free, and I went on Jimmy Kimmel. And then when I came back, I started diving again.
Wow, dude, that is Michael. That is a hell of a story, man. Jeez, that's incredible. Michael, thank you so much for being on Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
No problem, Moko.
Right
I'm gonna
on.
get back in the water. I'm gonna get back in the water and start diving again right now.
Yeah, be careful, man. Bring a flare gun with you or something. I don't know what you do.
Hey, keep an eye on your surroundings.
Yeah, dude. All right, Michael. Thank you so much, man.
Take care, bro.
All right.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Joseph, how are you, man? It's Roz and Mocha.
I'm doing pretty good. I just finished studying, and now I'm on with you guys.
Amazing. Joseph, when and where does your Hell of a Story take place?
All right, so my hell of a story. This happened when I was 4 years old, and I was almost eaten alive by a shark.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, you were 4 years old, and
was 4.
and you were almost eaten alive by a shark in Mexico. Now, when you say almost eaten alive, do you mean like a shark tried to attack you, didn't get you almost eaten alive, or did you actually get bit by a shark?
I got bitten by a shark. Yeah. So it was just outside of Cancun. I was swimming with my family, and we were like near the shore. You wouldn't think there'd be like a shark there, but anyway, boom, I was bit.
So you're 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
And you're on vacation in Cancun with your family, and you're out in the ocean. How far out were you? Like, how deep was this water?
I mean, I was 4, like I could swim, but we weren't out like that deep.
But
I
like
don't know.
your parents were standing, right? Like they
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
weren't.
yeah.
Okay, so you're not in deep water at all. And
Not at all.
you're just like floating around. Do you have water wings on at this point, or you're like you're a little kid, right?
Yeah, like I think I had maybe something on. I was
Okay.
always like a good swimmer, but like we weren't too deep, and like I was with my parents, so they
Okay.
weren't too concerned. But
So it's a beautiful family vacation. You're out in the ocean. You're 4 years old. And does anybody see the shark? Like, does anybody see the fin before it gets a hold of you?
no one really saw anything. You don't think to see like a damn shark like when you're on
No.
vacation. So maybe people are like, oh, like there's a little fish or something, like, whatever. But like no one really saw anything. It all happened really immediate. It's funny because people are like, what do you remember? And I'm like, dude, I was 4. So most of it is like what my parents are kind of telling me.
When the shark bit you, did it just bite you and let go, or did it bite you and grab onto you?
It thankfully it didn't like grab onto me and shake or anything. It just like took a little nibble and was like, oh, I guess this guy, he's not as fat as we were wanting or something. I don't know. I was
Didn't like you. Like he didn't go back
No.
for more, right? So
No.
So are you at this point? Obviously, your parents, the way that they tell this story, they must have been losing their minds.
Yeah, it was definitely a scary situation. But luckily, like there was a great medical team, and then I ended up like going to sick kids, and like they literally took out my intestines.
Okay, but hold on
and,
here.
like,
So wait,
what?
before
Yeah, yeah.
you're back in
Yeah.
Canada, bro.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're still in Mexico at this point.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? So they drag you out of the ocean.
Wait, where
obviously.
did the shark
So
bite
if you look, Mocha, there's a picture of him that we sent you here. that I want you to look at.
Oh, damn. Like right on your abs.
Literally right on
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your side.
On
Like
the
it
left
looked,
side of your body.
It looked like the shark was trying to bite you in half.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're bleeding like crazy, obviously. So your parents drag you out of the water, and then like because for you to remember, it's going to be difficult. But for the way that they've told you the story over the years, what happened when they got you out of the water? Like, were they screaming "shark, shark, shark," or like what was that minute like?
Like for sure, people definitely noticed, but I think my parents' concern was like, okay, like my kid could die, so they were more
Yes.
so like, let's just get him out of the water. And like medical team was there. They honestly thought I was going to die, and like they told my parents like, okay, like you should probably like plan a funeral, and they were like, oh god. But I was like, I'm not done yet. So here I am today.
So they flew you back to they flew you to Toronto to go to Sick Kids, which is one of the best hospitals in the world. And so
Yes.
what was the procedure that they had to do at Sick Kids?
I was told they like literally took out my intestines, and like there were a bunch of holes in my intestines from
Yeah.
like
Shark
the
teeth.
bite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they ended up just like I was poisoned because literally all the poo in my intestines like leaked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So they had to like literally vacuum that it up literally and sew me up, and but like luckily now like there's no pain. I don't feel anything, but yeah, I was there for 3 months, and I'm good today. Thank God.
And the scars, when you if somebody notices, like, I don't know, you hook up with somebody over the years, whatever, somebody notices the scars, when you say, yeah, it's a shark bite, do people generally believe you?
You know what? Like people sometimes don't, but I've actually had, like, speaking of like hookups, but like in a relationship, like I dated someone for like just like 4 months. And I remember just like changing my shirt in front of this dude one time, and he was like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And literally it ended right there because he was like so turned off. And I was like, I didn't think this was something I needed to tell. Like, I didn't think this was like vital information.
Bro, Joseph, you need to date straight guys because they think that stuff's cool.
I feel like that's every gay dude's dream. So it's like we've all tried.
Wow, Joseph, you survived a
my
shark attack, a shark bite when you were pretty much 4 years old in Mexico, and lived to tell the tale. Thanks so much for sharing your story on Roz Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Thank you so much.
Wow, Joseph, thanks,
See
man.
you, dude.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.